They're mad. You left them with an empty conversation. Yes, sir. Let me say it louder. For my chosen ones in the back. Listen, family, they're mad. You left them with an empty conversation. See, I need somebody to drop in the comments and say, you won't get nothing out of me. Yes, sir. Make sure you drop in the comments, family, and say you won't get nothing out of me. See, a lot of people are pissed off with you because you've done everything right. Literally, right? It's not to say you are perfect, but you haven't given them anything to talk about. A lot of people are livid because you left them with no information. See, sometimes people hope to get on the phone with you when you're downing yourself, downing everybody else, making yourself look bad, embarrassing you, okay? But when you only speak positive, when you only speak life, and when you're only speaking about happiness and peace, this pissed them off. You left them with an empty conversation. Somebody is furious at the fact that now the conversation and the attention is all about them. Because you have not placed yourself on Front Street. You've taken the accountability. You've respected yourself and everybody around you. And you've only done the things that you needed to do to consider yourself a man or woman, let alone an adult. You follow what I'm saying? A lot of people would be mad because you have not allowed them to make you the star of the conversation. They looking for a Michael Jordan of the conversation, of the gossip group, of the community. That's not you. You get what I'm saying? And see, family, a lot of times people just want to twist your words, manipulate your words, or make it seem like you said something that they know very well that you did not. All right. With that being said, y'all, we're going to speak about this within this video. But once again, y'all, first thing is first, understand something. They mad right now because you've left them with a empty conversation. Let's talk about it, y'all. Number one, y'all make sure y'all leave a thumbs up on this video as well as subscribe to the channel. Y'all be sure to ring my bell so you can be notified after every single video I post. And yes, y'all, we're still right here in front of the legendary Great Couch. How y'all doing, fam? What y'all got going on? For all my foodies, what y'all ate today, all right? Now, for those who tuned in to my other channel, y'all know I got to say it again for my A2 Day 2s. But for me, y'all, I'm blessed. Today was a Sunday dinner, so I had ham, macaroni and cheese, some flaky biscuits, some funky cabbages, as well as some, I believe, I had one more side. I can't really think of it. But, y'all, it was straight fire. It was a Sunday dinner, y'all, so that's what I had today. Outside of that, fam, we gonna go ahead and get directly into this video. But first thing is first, y'all drop in the comments and let me know what y'all ate and how y'all doing, all right? But anyway, y'all, let's get right into this. Why are they mad that you left them with a empty conversation? Number one, you didn't give them any valuable information. Let's just leave it right there, right? Like, let's start from right there. You didn't give them any valuable information. What is valuable information? That is gossip. That's something that can be twisted, turned, and flipped, manipulated, right? That is something that can be a narrative, not just for a day. No, not just for a week, but for a month, for years. They love and they are masters of creating narratives and stretching them out, right? Based off of the information that you've given them, okay? Based off of the information that you've given them. So, for instance, if you have a detective interrogating somebody in the interrogation room and they're looking for who killed Tommy, right? They're looking for who killed Tommy. Well, at this point, they can care less about who sold dope. They can care less about who consumed drugs. They can care less about who's doing kidnapping. They can care less about who stole candy, all right? They don't care about none of that. They want to know about who killed Tommy. Therefore, anything you tell them outside of any indulgences or connections to who killed Tommy, it's irrelevant to them. Or other words, it's not valuable information. You follow what I'm saying? Drop in the comments and let me know if y'all are picking up what I'm putting down. What I want y'all to understand is that when you don't give them valuable information, it becomes an issue. It makes them mad. It pisses them off because they can't twist, flip, or manipulate any of your words. Does that make sense, y'all? Once again, drop in the comments and let me know. Number two, it's gonna be this right here, fam. No one can say anything bad about you. All right. No one can say anything bad about you. So, family, when you are on your business, when you haven't done anything wrong to people, when you haven't done bad business, when you have a good face card, when you are taking care of all that you need to take care of as an adult, what can a person say about you? All right. I mean, they may be looking for your mishaps. They may be looking for your mistakes. They may be looking for you to fail. But if every time they turn around, you are prevailing, where does that leave them? In a slump. Because they bank off of creating negative narratives about a good person. You follow what I'm saying? So no, they can't say anything bad about you. You remember when you were a kid, and maybe some of y'all are the parent, but we're going to assume that I'm speaking to every adult who used to be this kid, right? But anyway, you remember when you were a kid and your parents told you to do your homework, take care of your chores, and anything they basically ask you to do, you have to do that before you're able to hit the streets, right? Whether that's you going to your homeboy Ricardo house or you're going to your homegirl sleepover, whatever the case is. But you got to take care of all those chores and those necessities around the house, right? However, once you take care of that, did it seem just a little bit that your parents or the person in authority, whoever it was in charge, kind of got mad that you got done with it? It's like they be pissed off and mad that you did your work. They pissed off and mad that they can't tell you to clean your room. It's already done. Like, why you got everything done? It's almost like they're pissed off at that. Well, family is very similar to when a person can say nothing bad about you. It's like right before they fix their lips to say something about your credit, you got it already done. Right before they can fix their lips to say something about your job, it's already taken care of. Right before they can fix their lips to say something about your living situation, it's already taken care of. And the list goes on. But the point is, y'all, is that no one can say anything bad about you. And once again, that's because you take care of your business and you have all of your affairs in order. Point blank, period, all right? Number three is going to be this right here, fam. You did nothing wrong, okay? You did nothing wrong. Again, I'm not saying that you are perfect. I'm not saying that you are this omnipotent being who can't make any mistakes or whatever like that. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying in this circumstance, in this scenario, for the business venture, for the deal that y'all set, the campaign that you were included in. In other words, you took care of your end of the bargain. You held your end of the bargain. So for instance, maybe y'all were roommating together, right? And they were banking on you not to pay your rent. Guess what? You paid your half. Maybe then some. You get what I'm saying? You took the accountability after the argument and in the parts where you did something wrong at, right? You took that accountability. They can't hold that against you. You showed up, right, for the events. You showed up for the situations and the scenarios that didn't even have anything to do with you. What I'm saying, y'all, is that you did nothing wrong. You stepped up to the plate as a man. You stepped up to the plate as a woman. What can they say about you? Nothing. And that is what fries them. I need somebody to drop in the comments and say, y'all cooked. Yes, sir. Make sure you drop in the comments, family, and say y'all cooked, because they're looking to blame you for something. They're looking to take your words and manipulate and twist them, but you have not given them no blame or given them any words to twist. And this is what's so frustrating to them and for them. You left them with an empty conversation. All right. Number four, it's going to be this right here, fam. Their expectations failed them, right? Their expectations failed them. So some of y'all may not, especially the ladies, may not know about boxing, but I'm going to use this as my analogy. You got a guy by the name of Errol Spence Errol Spence. And, I like Errol as a fighter. I think he's a warrior. I think Errol is, one of the best who ever done it. But after the Terrence Crawford fight, and I believe he got in the car accident, he has not been able to perform the same. And that's okay. We all have our times for everything. I don't care if it's football, YouTube, social media, boxing, MMA, whatever. I mean, y'all just seen Conor McGregor throw out his leg. You know what I'm saying? So, especially in these combat sports, it's limited, right? It's almost like the NFL. They say the NFL stand for not for long. Very similar for boxing and MMA. But anyway, y'all, I believe Errol Spence is a great fighter, a good fighter, I would say. However, y'all, after that, Terrence Crawford fight in the car accident and then life happening, he has not been able to perform how we all have been wanting him to perform. Reno, what are you saying right now? We had expectations that Errol was going to take this fight home. I'm going to be honest. We all thought that Errol was going to win. We all thought that he was going to take the dub. We all thought that he was going to be back on top. However, it was shocking to see, especially to the fans, to see that, oh, you just came back, bro, and you are about to, retire. You know what I'm saying? And I don't judge the brother for his decision, but what I'm saying is that expectations failed us all. When you expect something from a person or expect something from a situation and you don't get it, it's going to be a detriment to you. Why? Because you expected something to happen. Does that make sense, y'all? Drop in the comments and let me know. Family, they expected you to leave them with a juicy conversation. They expected for you to give them information. They expected for you to, drop little nuggets on them so they'll be able to twist and turn the narrative. And so, like I always say, y'all, expectations are premeditated failures, right? Expectations are premeditated failures. And this is why they failed, because they expected something out of you and you never gave it to them. Number 5, y'all, the last thing is going to be this right here, fam. Everything is all on them, all right? Everything is all on them. Somebody drop in the comments and say, I wash my hands. Yes, sir. Make sure you drop in the comments, family, and say, I washed my hands. So what do I mean by that, y'all? You got to think about it. When a person, an entity, an organization of authority, when they mess up, it's almost like it gets swept under the rug, right? Nobody says nothing. Maybe they pay off the judge. Maybe they pay off the organization. They pay off the company. They have power, whatever it is, but they save their butt, right? But they messed up like any other regular, ordinary person. But when an ordinary person who lacks the resources, who lacks the connection, who lacks the power or whatever, it's like they are on Front Street. They're the first to get fired. They're the first to get thrown out. They're the first to get arrested. They're the first to go through the worst. Why is that? Because the person who really needs to take accountability places it all on them. You get what I'm saying? So when you're not in a position of, power or a position of authority, many people look to take you down or use you as the fall guy. But when you don't give them that, being that they are in a higher position, a higher authoritative figure, right? Authoritative figure or whatever it is, you have to be a little bit more sharper. Therefore, it's easy to make it all about them when you don't even include yourself. You don't even give them anything to talk about. You don't give them anything to say. You don't give them no edge on yourself. So it's easy for it to be all on them. It's easy for their attention to shift to them. Does that make sense, y'all? Because you got to realize something. When you're not on their level or when you're not in that same position or sit in the same seat or have those same resources, you can't afford to mess up like them. You can't afford to make a mistake. You can't afford to do something wrong. Why? Because they're waiting to turn the narrative into something that is not. So when you allow it to be all on them, the attention, the light, the eyes, literally is all on them. Therefore, you make it easy for yourself to exit out the war or the hardship or the negative situation, whatever it is. But fam, everything is all on them, y'all. This is why they are mad. You left them with an empty conversation about you. They can't say nothing. Number one, y'all, you didn't give them any valuable information. Number two, no one can say anything bad about you. Number three, you did nothing wrong. Number four, their expectations failed them. And number five, y'all, everything is all on them. Okay. With that being said, fam, y'all be sure to get you a Yes Sir t-shirt, Yes Sir hoodie, book a one-on-one session with your boy, and you can check out any one of my books. Keep a rich mentality. Peace.